Hey guys, it's Alyssa, and I was just going through my Goodreads tonight because I was looking for something to do, something to occupy my time, when I came across something interesting, and I noticed that my favorite shelves were empty on Goodreads because I had never officially marked a book as my favorite. And it took me a second, but when I thought about this, I finally realized why I hadn't. I just always assumed that if I rated a book 5 stars, that would automatically make the book my favorite, right? Well, since I was looking for something to do tonight, I decided, just out of boredom, to go through and mark the books that I if I can speak, I'm sorry. But I decided I'd go through and mark the books that I considered my favorites, and I'd officially put them on my favorite shelf. Well, as I was going through that, I kind of discovered that just because I had rated a book 5 stars didn't necessarily mean it was my favorite. And that was kind of a weird conclusion to come to, because I think that's something we all kind of automatically assume. Or at least, as I mentioned before, it was what I kind of assumed. But I discovered that I kind of base my favoritism of a book less based on my star rating, and more based on the fact of whether I want to visit that world again at some point, whether I'd be willing to reread the book, so to speak. So, an example of this would be, obviously for me, I rated all the Twilight books 5 stars because, it's one of my favorite book series, and I really enjoy that. And I put that on my favorite shelf because, I'd be more than willing to reread that book again and revisit that world and start all over again. But on the other hand, I noticed that I also rated the Hunger Games 5 stars. And now I loved the Hunger Games, and I know a lot of other people love it too. I thought the books were great, but for me personally, after some thinking about it, I discovered that I really personally feel, I don't feel the need to revisit that world. I don't feel the need to reread it again. So even though I did rate all those books 5 stars, and I do believe they deserve that 5-star review, and I thought they were wonderful, and I really liked them, I couldn't consider that series some of my favorite books because I didn't feel I didn't feel the need to revisit that world again. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I hope it does. And I just thought it would be an interesting idea to share, because I think automatically when we give a book a 5-star review, we automatically assume that's one of our favorites, and actually Goodreads does that as well. And any book that you rate 5 stars, if you don't have a specifically assigned favorite shelf, it will take the books that you've rated 5 stars and automatically apply them under the headline of your Goodreads username, and it'll say that's so-and-so's favorite book. So the books that I rated 5 stars, Hunger Games included, it would mark those under my favorites because I rated them 5 stars. And so I just thought that was an interesting idea to share. And also another example of that would be that I rated Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. I rated that with the 5 stars because I thought the writing was beautiful. The way it presented itself was great. But I don't feel really any need to revisit that world. I don't feel the obligation or the desire to reread it. So even though I stick to my original review of 5 stars, it's not a book that I consider to be my favorite. I don't know if any of you guys agree with this philosophy. Tell me if anything I said made sense, because it certainly doesn't feel like it does. But then again, at the same time, I believe it's kind of an important idea to bring up. So please, if you see this video, tell me if you agree with me in the comments, or if you disagree with me, tell me, why and what you think of that idea. And I hope you guys like this 2 a.m. video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.